Hi guys, so today I'm installing my Kwikset SmartCode 914 and I bought this off of Amazon. And one of the common issues with these units are they are flipped upside down. It's a major flaw by the manufacturer, but let me exactly show you what exactly it is once you start mounting it. So you follow the instruction to mount it, and pretty much like it's a simple instruction that you're following. But once you reach to this step, as you can see, this guy right here, you're supposed to extend this all the way out, and this thing is supposed to be facing upside down. Well, technically that's not correct. This thing is supposed to be like that. However, on this guy right here, the setup tells you that this right here, this guy right here, is supposed to be facing upwards, meaning the sharp edge needs to be facing up, but there's no way you can do that. The only way you can do it is have the sharp the triangular edge like this facing downwards. And so let me show you what happens once you do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and force this, twist it, basically not really force it, but twist it downwards. And this is how the manufacturing tell you how to install it. But once you do that, see what happens to this guy. This guy, the D start to face down, which is not correct. Let's see if I can focus. So this is not correct because there's no way you can connect the down D with the up D. And when I say up D, it's like this. The D is facing upwards, and on this guy, D is facing downwards. So you cannot do that. And if you try to open the key and bring it down and then install it, the lock is not going to work. So what we have to do is we have to open this guy, flip this mechanism upside down 180 degrees, so this thing is in the right orientation when this thing is pointing upwards. Because right now if you try to move it and face it upwards, it just won't go because it just limits it. See, this is like a 180 operation for this guy. So we'll open it and flip this mechanism 180 degrees, and then we'll be back in business. So this is a security or an issue with the manufacturing, or a manufacturing fault you can call it. And a lot of people are having this issue. So I end up getting this unit very cheap because somebody bought it and returned it. And of course, the reason they returned is because this is not correct. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do it. So we're going to start with opening these four screws. So keep track of your screws. Once you remove this, there is the electronic part. Now, this is the Zigbee, so you can take this off. Once you remove this, this could easily be lifted. So all I did was just lifted this guy, and here's the inside interior. Now we have to get to this. There's a small cable that I'm going to go ahead and unplug from the board. You should be able to just yank it off. And this guy is just open. Now this is open clean. Now I'm going to flip it and go ahead and unscrew these two bolts so we can get the plastic piece out. Okay, so I got this out, got the other screw out, screw. I got all three screws out, and now this should come right up. Now here you have to be careful because this is all there's grease in there. There's this motor that drives your unit, so you got to be careful when you're opening this. So now what we have to do is to flip this, we have to open up these 4 tabs and lift this mechanism up very carefully. Now be very careful, guys, because you can easily break these tabs. So be very careful. It's nothing, it's just a plastic tab, so you definitely don't want to be breaking anything. So you can just use your fingers, or if you have like a smaller screwdriver, flathead, you just put it in. Try not to wipe off any grease that is in there, because it's needed, and if you do, make sure you add some oil or grease in there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a small screwdriver and pry it open nice and slow. Okay, so there are 6 tabs, in fact, 2 right here and 2 on the side. So I kind of lifted it up and they're kind of like loose, and what I'm going to do is kind of start lifting it so I can get to the mechanism. So it seems like the mechanism is on this side, so maybe a better option is to flip it this way to keep everything intact. Oh, I found there is another one on the back side. So let's see if we can, okay, got this. All right, so this is the mechanism and this is the other side. So I'm going to keep this side on the floor, and what we need to do is somehow we need to flip it. So let's see how this one operates. So it goes like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start removing this one by one, and you may want to just be very nice and take your time. Don't try to rush in, because it's all delicate stuff. This one goes right here. So I'm showing you guys from a different angle. So once you do this, it's hard for me to show you with one hand, but basically you're going to pick this up and you can see that there is a 4 square thing that sits on here, and what you have to do is rotate this all the way around, so kind of this facing that way, the pointing finger. So basically you're just rotating, because if you just try to turn it, it's not going to do it. You have to actually lift it up and rotate it. And now kind of like put it this way. Now you can see the D is facing upwards, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. So I put all the gears back, and I'll show you guys how this is facing, and you can see. So this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, so now this is back, and you can see the D shape is upwards, and now you can put everything back to the way it was, put everything back to normal, the way you took it apart. And this is how you pretty much flip it, and now once you go ahead and install it, it will be perfectly aligned with the bolt that you have installed in the door. So guys, that is pretty much it. I'm not showing how to put everything back, assuming if you're doing this job you are capable of tearing it apart and putting it back to normal. So just in the reverse order, put everything back normal and reinstall your circuit board, and that is pretty much it, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you.